Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Ardil and today is all about this absolutely awesome Defender 110 Urban Edition. So what an incredible journey it's been getting the car to where we are now, but now it's time. You've seen all the install being done, but now it's time to go through and talk a little bit more about the reason for spec and also what we've actually done in a little bit more detail in terms of walking you through it. So the car, absolutely incredible, the Urban Defender 110. So firstly, what did the car have in it from stock? So this had a Meridian sound system. What that basically means is that you have the tweeter, you have a mid-range, a mid-bass in the door. Then towards the back of the car, you've also got the tweeter location and a mid-bass location at the back here. So there's no mid-range location at the back. Then there is basically what we've done, I'll show you in a bit, where we open up the boot and show you the sub. What we've actually done on here is using our 3D printed designs to basically, as you guys know, you've seen these cars now featured so many times on our YouTube channel. We're trying to mix it up a little bit, do something a little bit different because there's done so many of these now. So there are other videos on the Defenders. So if you want to see or different little upgrades that we've done to them, just scroll through our channel, you'll see loads of them. But this system is really, really nice and probably one of my favorite upgrades without spending the earth on them. So what you've got is basically the front end here. So the speaker wise that we've got here is the Horningsea Legend range. So we've got the tweeter, which sits in the OEM location, then the 3-inch mid and the 6.5-inch mid bass. What we've also done is acoustically deadened the car, and this is actually for a returning client of ours. We actually did his VW Amarok last time, and what we've done now is a very similar setup in terms of that. We've done the full soundproofing, which reduces road noise, builds a better environment for that new sound system to work in, and that is done all the way through the vehicle. And if you own one of these, you know these things rattle absolute like mad, mostly because things are not tight. I've got another Defender 110 in my workshop at the moment, and that's exactly the same thing. Things are not secured down that should be. They rattle like crazy. So part of our soundproofing that we go through is not just about the sheet itself. What it actually is all about the level of detail, and this is all about where the install becomes kind of 80% of creating a good sound and 20% is the product. Reason is because as I'm going through, so as you see in the door card, you've got all to take this apart. In essence, you've got screws, you've got bolts, you've got all sorts of clips behind here. What we actually do when we're soundproofing it is not only use the actual material itself, which is a skins 3mm layer. What we actually do is go through and tighten all the screws behind the scenes, make sure everything is tight and how it should be, because we're thinking about sound in mind, not just kind of building a car back as such. So we soundproof that is so many layers to it. So you've got the soundproofing itself, going through tightening all the screws, and then also cloth taping all the clips inside the door, making sure everything is nice and solid when it goes back together to get rid of all those rattles. So that is the three-way front end, full factory look, which is quite nice. I quite like the grills that you've got in here. It's kind of a mix between that Range Rover and kind of traditional Land Rover. What we've also done is flushed in the DRC into here. So this is what's called an Audison DRC AC. This little controller is really cool because that controls sub level. You can also control device volume. You can do loads of other bits and pieces depending on how you spec your system. I've seen many installers that flush it into this panel here, mostly because that's easier. We've also seen people that just kind of stick it on the other side. What we actually do is fully flush it in. Looked absolutely incredible like that. Looks like it's supposed to be there, but that is a lot more work to do. But you know how we do it. We go that extra mile, do the job properly. It's not about just a rush job. We take our time with these things, and you'll note by on our website where we've got loads of different packages available, I actually list how long it takes, and it's probably near enough kind of around about double the time other people spend on a car. And the reason is because of little things like this. We spend the time, make sure it's correct for how it should be, and it's that OEM plus kind of look. So you've got OEM front end, factory unit, and that is all been de-equalized. So I've done all the tuning on the car, so it sounds absolutely bonkers, which later on you'll be able to listen to and hear it for yourself. Rear set, what we've got is the Audison Voce set. So you've got the tweeter, and then you've got the 6.5 inch mid bass. This is just providing rear fill. It makes a big difference. You've got a big car. There's some sort of people online that want to say, oh, you don't need rear speakers. Personally, yes, you do. It's a big car in kind of supercar markets, which, as you guys know as well, we do a lot of. Supercars not as necessary, a very tight cabin, but big cars like this definitely needed. Fills the car, gives you a bit more of that surround sound effect. So that's the rear doors. Obviously the entire vehicle has been soundproofed, and as you can tell, everything is put back together perfectly ready for our client. So over to the boot now. So this is where a lot of the work's actually taken place. So we've got one amplifier that sits actually on this system underneath the front seat, driver's passenger front seat, and then you've got another amplifier which sits in here. So underneath the factory floor, as you can see, we've retained full loading space. Obviously, again, this whole back end of here of the car has all been soundproofed as well. What you've got underneath the factory floor is the actual custom sub box, and this is actually a ported design. That's because you've got a lot of modules basically underneath this foam panel here. What we've actually done is built blocks to step up the sub, bolted that down in 3 locations, so it's nice and solid and going through into factory bolt positions as well. Really, really nice and solid. And then we've carpeted over that and got the Cambridge Cardio logo just embossed into it. Just looks a little bit nicer, but no loss of space. And we've got a ported box now housing the Hertz Melee Pro 10-inch sub, and that's the deep version. We've got the space to play with. Sounds absolutely bonkers, and the really nice thing is there's no space taken up whatsoever on the system. So overall, a fantastic upgrade, but don't take my word for it. Obviously, there's been a lot of work to get the car to where we are. However, let's jump inside the car now. You guys can actually sit back, relax, and enjoy, listen to it. So it is always best to grab your headphones or listen to it on a decent system, because just playing through your phone won't quite cut it for how this system sounds. But these systems always, when we're playing through YouTube or wherever you're watching today's video, it will always struggle to get the definition of how good this system is absolutely crazy. I've tuned the system, it sounds absolutely mint. If you want to listen to a system, guys, you need to come see us, come listen to a system, because that is where the difference really is, where you can actually experience it, you can feel it for yourself. But it's still going to be absolutely awesome, and you're going to be able to hear the difference as well. So let's jump in and let's go. So you've now had a full run through of kind of the spec, where everything's located, and this system is in essence an OEM look completely, other than the very discreetly installed controller that is actually professionally and properly installed, not just stuck on like we've seen so many times elsewhere. But so let's just go through now, sit back, relax, and just enjoy the system, because that is literally what it's like sitting in cars that have a proper system done, professionally installed. It's literally just utter enjoyment. So let's go. So we've got sub control on the right side here, very easy to use. So that's with the sub on half.
But like in the best of ways, you could go 100 days without really doing anything and still have the right to say, I'm so incredible, yeah, I'm lovable, cause it's not enough of almost love. There's nothing that you won't feel no need to explain. I'll say it all again. You don't have to show them anything. I know it's so frustrating. Can't
Just
take
the
yourself
control.
out the equation. Can't wait longer than your own patience. Can't wait longer than your own patience. Like you're here waiting until you know. Can't remember what you forgot. You can't take yourself out the equation. Life's funny like that. You lose one thing, get another one back. You thought you knew, but it wasn't no fact.
Clarity is just so different to what it was.
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them. But he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends. And you know that, sweetie, you know that. We haven't even talked, still I'm obsessed with you. Was it your milky eyes with skin on?
Yeah. I mean, just overall, just a huge difference to how it came in from stock. And even without sound, just with the soundproofing done alone, massive road noise reduction as well. So just overall, you're getting so much more, and just such a nicer experience when you're on the road. It's just absolutely incredible. So team have absolutely smashed this one out. Really happy, and this is actually a returning client of ours. We've got quite a few cars in at the moment that are actually from returning clients, which just shows the level of work that we do, that people are happy with our work, and also awesome Google reviews as well. But over the moon with the final result, and I'm sure when he's done with this car and he goes on to his next car, I'm sure he'll be back again. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you're interested in having your car upgraded, head over to our website. We've got packages for pretty much most cars now, but if we don't have exactly what you're looking for in terms of a package, if we have them listed on the website, or there's no packages designed yet for your vehicle, feel free to just drop us a message and I'll get them designed. I like to have anywhere between 9 to 12 options ready for you guys to pick, and you've got pricing, you've got spec, you've also got timescales of how long these take in number of working days. And yes, they do take quite a bit of time, plus you can go right to the very top end of the system. We've got our demo cars which have multiple different systems in there, everything from $5,000 systems all the way up to 100k systems. So if you want to listen to the very best that Cambridge Car Audio have to offer, make sure you come by, listen to a system and experience systems like this for yourself, because that is where the difference really is made. But hopefully get to meet you guys very soon. Thank you so much for staying right to the end of today's video, and also thank you so much, I'm sure you have already, but if you haven't done, make sure you smash that subscribe button below. I'll see you on the next one.